This is day 4 of building self-sync in public. And if you don't know what that means, just keep following me and you will learn. I am Kiné Corder, the leading national certified counselor specializing in financial hypnotherapy for stress. And this is part of the What Keeps You Up at Night podcast because this chronicles my journey, as well as I do interviews here for barbers and business owners. And today we're going to talk about where I am in this process. So, yesterday I talked about how I have to choose between two things that I'm doing. I am building a curriculum for barbers who are the first responders to therapy. I'm also building a corporate offer. And so far, that's been going well in Dubai. I haven't really pushed it in any other city. And part of the reason is because I have decided to build slowly. One of the things that happened to me in the past, I built my company very fast. And then I didn't have a foundation, a strong enough foundation to sustain it. So, and that's happened to me twice actually. So this time I'm going to learn from I don't know if we could call it a mistake, but learn from my past and do things differently. So I'm going to build slowly. And I have these two offers. The same offer. It's a short 1 or 2 hour retreat, a 1 day retreat or 4 day retreat. So the same offer, but the same thing I do in my personal retreats, but the pivot is I'm not so much looking for one-on-one clients anymore. Customer to a customer, what's it called? That kind of business. Anyway, it's B2C. There we go. Business to customer is more B to B now. And I like that a lot. And so business to customer was a bit frustrating for me. I love working with men. I love working with men. And by choosing my target market as barbers, it kind of naturally happens. Yes, there are going to be female barbers in there, but I'm looking at probably 80, good 90% men and a 10-20% female. And the reason why I'm looking for that is because the speed in which I like to work. So yes, I'm building slowly, but my program is very fast. It's not one of those stay in therapy for 2-3 years kind of programs. And which is a lot of times what women like to do. When I work with women, they want to sit in their feelings, and men are like, let's get to the solution. Let's get to the solution. How do I get what I want? How do I feel better? And that's kind of what self sync is. Self sync is a system that is around, it combines mental health and money, and it is about getting the lifestyle you want, and getting it in a way that takes you to your next level. And when you go into your next level, one of the things that happens is that your mental health can suffer. It can suffer just because of what I just said. You want to build fast. It may not be happening the way that you want it to happen. And so you start to get discouraged. And part of the reason why I'm doing these videos is because this is the milestone. This is me tracking the milestone because it's progress over perfection. And a lot of times we believe that it's just going to be progress, 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 but it's not. Sometimes you got to go back. And this is a big step back for me. This is 30 years almost that I'm going back and starting over. And the decision that I asked you guys to help me make last video was, do I go back in the barbershop? Do I just focus on teaching and first building the free network, building the paid network, and then building the curriculum, because that's income stream right there. That can build the foundation. The other foundation is the corporate retreats. Although the pipeline is long, once those start going, they could be a really good foundation as well. And I can get one-on-one clients from both of those. And I don't need a lot of one-on-one clients because I only do like 1 to 2 retreats when it comes to those 4 days retreats, 1 to 2 retreats a month. So I really can only see a good 12 to 24 clients in a year. You see? And so I definitely need those foundational pieces to be in place because that's not always enough. And that's best case scenario, right? That I have 2 every month, because some months I have none. And then some months I have 1, and some months I have 2. Sometimes I have 3, like when I was in Dubai. but it doesn't always happen like that. So it because of that fluctuation, I'm like, I gotta do something different. But barbers a lot of times have this fluctuation. Sometimes and therapists as well, where sometimes the month of January is so slow because December was so well. And instead of stacking that money, you're just spending and having a good time and buying gifts and having parties. And next thing you know is January and you have nothing to show for December and you're barely making it through January. And I want to give barbers a system that allows them to plan better. One of the things that helped me out a lot is I put myself on payroll, and because my business fluctuates, but my monthly pay never fluctuated because no matter what, I pay myself the same. Whether if I make $30,000 in a month, I still only pay myself the $5,000 or $6,000 that I said was my salary. And a lot of people are like, well, that's so low. What it is, but there's perks. And I can show you this when you're in the program where I might not be paying myself that much, but there's other ways that I get what I need through the business. So though that offsets my lifestyle, so I don't have to send that money to me and pay taxes on that money in that manner. And so I have a structure and an idea. Now, at some point, yes, did I pay myself more? Yeah, eventually you pay yourself more, but there's a cap for a while until you can get to a specific threshold. You're going to end up paying too much in taxes. So you have to be strategic about the way that you pay yourself, especially if you don't have children. My children are grown. Yes, I have grandchildren, but I don't claim them on my taxes. Yeah, you can give gifts and you can write that off, but I'm not a tax accountant. Don't listen to me when it comes to taxes or accounting. That I hire people to do that. They tell me what to do and I do it. And this video is more about, before I end, because I only have 4 minutes left, because I told you guys these videos are only going to be, these step-by-step videos are only going to be 4 minutes long. And the step that I'm in right now is putting my energy towards the corporate. And so now I have like this seesaw that I'm doing, like put my energy towards the corporate, put my energy towards the barbers, put my energy towards the corporate, put my energy towards the barbers. I don't know if that's the right way, but that's what I'm doing. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to have a lot of admin stuff to do, like establishing the business in Dubai and moving it from Vegas to Dubai. And that is not that's not my fun. That's not the stuff that's fun for me. I don't love to do that stuff, but I have to do it. And so I want to get this stuff out the way. I don't mind building the curriculum, is not the funnest part for me, but I like it. And then I love delivering the curriculum. I do love that. And so I try to balance the fun and the hard, what I consider the hard stuff. It's not really hard. It's not coal mining, but it is hard enough. It's hard for me and my strengths. And I'm wondering what's hard for you? What's easy for you when it comes to your lifestyle, your business, your work? And you may have a job, you might have, and even as a barber, you can sometimes have a job. Some barbers work for commission, some barbers are on salary, depending upon who they work with. They might be on booth rent, and that's going to be, you're going to pay yourself differently, or you're going to have a different strategy based on that. Most of the barbers I work with are on booth rent. Um, and so I have that strategy is easy for me because that was the way that I had always worked. I told you I would tell you a little bit more of the backstory. So I'll talk for 1 minute about some of my backstory. I know what I know because I started as an assistant in the hair business, and then I went to barber school after I had finished my own degree in college. And so I built a successful barber and natural hairstyling business. And then I got bored and I went to look for something else, which a lot of barbers do. One of the curse of being somebody like the type of barber I am is where I got bored. I got super bored and I wanted something else. So when you want something else, you start spreading yourself too thin, or you end up spreading yourself out of barbering. And that's what I did. I ended up going into finance. I started in credit and I did insurance, and then I did stocks and bonds. And then I decided to become a therapist. Then I combined the two together, became a financial therapist. Then I was like, I need hypnotherapy. Well, I didn't know I needed hypnotherapy. I ended up learning hypnotherapy, and that made therapy even easier and much better. And then I shifted to the retreat model, and I fell in love with that. And now I'm shifting back to being a barber in a way, more specifically teaching barbers. But this is the pivot. This is what I've learned, and it's okay. So that's all for now. I see you sooner. Love you muchly. We are out because that's my 10 minutes. So see you tomorrow or the next day, because this is not necessarily every day. This is just the days that I can do it.